Welcome back to Ship, a team building focused podcast. This is episode 15. I'm here to talk through and talk about a very important subject for all companies, all businesses. Building a better team with the customer in mind. This is missing from everyday life. There are companies large and small that have forgotten who are paying their bills, who are paying the salaries of that company. You see this every day. Trust me. Notice some things different. I lost my hair. Yeah, I decided about a week and a half ago that I was just going to cut it off leading into Memorial Day weekend. So, yep, it went goodbye. And, sort of loving the look and the way it is. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. And then also, you might be thinking there's something missing over here behind my mug. Yeah, there used to be a printer right there. We had a little bit of an incident and the printer fell off, and printer is now on the floor because the table that we had no longer is a table. So a little bit of a, atmospheric change, and, it is what it is. But I want to thank everybody for coming in and listening to my podcast over the last, 15 episodes, including this one. It's been great. Thank you for all your feedback. I wanted to sort of touch just a little bit again on why I'm here. I'm here to help people. I'm here to share. I'm here to support people out there so that everybody can have a good opportunity for their teams and build great teams. That's what this podcast is about. Is making your team or your company or your division or your vertical at your business more and more insightful for that team, a better congealed team, a team that really, really gets along to where your customer wins. At the end of the day, any team that is together that does the right stuff will ultimately make that team better. I just want you to remember that. That's where RA is birthed from. It's really from the heart of helping and having everybody learn and collaborate. And over my years as the director of operations at PLP Logistics, also known as Premier Logistics Partners, I've seen that. I've seen that change, that formulation over and over in my 9 years, almost 9 years this summer. So again, that's sort of the basis and the nucleus of this. And I just wanted to get that out of the way, take a little bit longer in this podcast, sort of explaining that, have you guys, the listeners and watchers, really, really understand exactly why I'm here. I'm not here to break you down. I'm not here to beat you up. I'm not here to gloat or say I got all the answers, because I sure don't. I want to be a part of something great in this industry, and within any company, in any industry, any vertical. Ripped from headlines this week is going to be a little bit different. I've taken things from the trucking industry, just from, different things going on around the country and around the world. But this time I want to just focus on one little thing. We had a massive court case that just ended, and it's really honestly highlighted just how much of a major divide that we have in this country, this massive craterous divide that we have. You have people that are celebrating that ruling. You have people all up in arms about that ruling. It's a court case, and I'm on one side, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you what side I'm on. You can probably tell where I'm at as a person, and as some of my context to some of my podcasts, and also the fact I do have a "Don't Tread on Me" mug right here. I got American flags all over my office. I've stated I'm a patriot. But regardless of this, the United States is better than this. That's what I have to tell you. The United States of America is better than this. We have to figure a way to work together, to compromise, and not have it be evil versus evil. One side's calling the other side evil. The other side's calling the other side evil. I mean, seriously, y'all, that's freaking child's play. But I'm tired of it, and I just want to put my 2 cents out there. And if you turn off this podcast because I just talked about this massive court case that just got done, and I'm not naming which one it is, but you can probably guess. This week, I want to talk about tools and support. Tools that you give your team and support that you give to your team. It's definitely interesting when you go into other businesses and you look at the way that they run themselves, um, the, either the amount of tools or technology that they have or the lack thereof. Teams need support and they need tools. It doesn't always come from technology. Sometimes it's just it's a vital piece of it. Technology, yes, but when you think about being organized, when you have time frames and different things you have to do at different times through a process, it's important to be able to have a good process in mind and in place for your team. No matter if it's a launching of a new customer or if it's a launching of a new product line or just an upgrade to your overall platform, system that you use or internal databases that you use, you have to have those tools and support behind your team. And it's important that your team understands what those tools and support are. I have found over my years that a lot of companies, they just say, oh, yeah, we got this, and it's just lip service. Truly, it's lip service. You don't know what stands behind that. They say they have a newfangled tool that does this. Great. Can I see it? Can you show me some pictures, some slides? I'm not going to go into a lot of depth on that, other than just to say you got to support your team. If you're going to bring a piece of technology into another part of your business, you have to have that ability still to show the rest of the team that it's outside of that team that's using that technology or that support or that new tool or that new process. Show it outside. When you have team A over here working hard and getting all these new tools, new support things over here, right? They're out here on an island. You want the other parts of your business looking in and peering into that team and not necessarily learning from that team, but you want them to see how excited that team is to get that new tool, that new item, the new support. Again, if you've retooled your software, let's say, I'm going to pick on accounting here. Let's say you use a accounting platform that has some bugs in it, and you've decided to add an additional item or switch accounting tools or accounting software altogether. Everybody in your business should know that because there's pain and there's issues, there's frustration with that old tool, that old piece of software. If another team, let's say it's your customer service team, sees the excitement of the accounting department, the accounting team, of getting this new piece of software or a tool, a plug-in tool to the existing platform, and they're all of a sudden excited, and they have this yippity yippity woo attitude, you want that to feed across your organization. You want that attitude, that having fun, that core energy to transition from that individual team across your company to your other teams. You truly want that because as soon as you get that cross stitching of power and energy and excitement, these other teams are not benefiting from that solution, that upgrade, that software change, but they are. They are, because they're receiving that energy. But more than that, whatever that accounting team is doing, and again, I'm just picking on accounting right now, accounting is working more efficient. If accounting is working more efficient, that means that the overall profitability of that business rises. That's right, profitability. If customer service, customer care gets a new note reporting tool to where when they're entering notes on their interaction with a customer, that's invisible with all other departments. So now I'm picking on customer service, customer care. Think about that for a minute. If they have an interaction with a customer and it doesn't go very well and they enter notes because they got this newfangled software that then plugs it into different areas of the business so that somebody in engineering that's working on a new item or a new project for that customer could look at an interaction that they had on a previous edition or a previous project and can learn from that and make what that engineer is working on today a better product and solution or item for that customer. Customer wins, y'all. Every time the customer wins. Now, tools and support can look different. We've talked about PTO. We've talked about having good chemistry on teams. That's support. You as a manager, you as a supervisor, you as a director, you as an owner, be present in your company. Be present within the other departments. If you are a company full of 250 employees in 3 locations, you, the president, you, the owner, should visit those locations. Be with your teams. Be with the guys doing the work and the ladies doing the work. If they see you as a leader around, that's support. That's it's called, it could be moral support, it could be psychological support, just being there means a lot to your team. Think about, just you as a manager. You manage 5 people in a department of 200. You have a team of 5 people. You're person number 6. But the 5 need you engaged each and every day. If you're engaged within your team, you're in the trenches with your team. You understand the trenches. You understand the battles. They're going to look at you a little different. So, yes, you need software tools. You need paper pencil tools. You need all of that stuff. But it also comes down to support. I had a meeting on Friday with my team, and one of the items that we're now using at PLP to help us vet and onboard carriers is a piece of software called Highway. It's really cool. It touches a whole bunch of different areas. I'm not here to sell you on Highway if you're in the brokerage field. But the comment back was how good of a tool it is and how it's helping us weed out the bad actors. In freight brokerage, we have bad actors out there. We have guys that are trying to steal your loads. They're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to, just downright be dirty little guys. It's the best way that I can sort of sum that up, but they're dirty little guys. But that language is called double brokering and illegal brokering. And I'm not going to go into the hairs of that, but this software literally, like, as soon as we start talking to a carrier that we're trying to, have a secure on a load for one of our customers, as soon as we say we onboard with Highway, sometimes you get crickets. We won't get approved by Highway. I mean, seriously, that is a software tool that's extremely supportive of our truckload brokerage team. It has a dollar amount. It's pretty high. It's one of our larger expenses on the truckload side of the business. But it really does support, protect our customers. By us introducing this solution to the truckload team, it gave support to them. It gave them a tool that they can quickly and easily use and understand. And the application of it makes their job easier. Not only that, we protect the entire business because of this one tool and platform that we are using. But who actually wins, y'all? Seriously, my customers win. So by using this tool, it helps us gain better carriers, securing better carriers. It does help us negotiate rates a little bit, but the customer wins. Why is that? Well, guess what? We weeded out the double brokering and illegal brokering. We're getting a better carrier, carriers that are better related to driving safety, hours, etc. So when we put our customers' freight on that carrier, they have a better experience because it gets from point A to point B with less problems, and the driver is safer and more honest in how he gets from point A to point B. The customer wins. We're also getting really good pricing because of it. So we are able to offer a better, more competitive price to our customer as well. So that one little change that we did in January is having a monumental effects on our business and on our customers now that we just wrapped up the month of May. Today is June 1st. And if you haven't caught my first 14 episodes, please go back and watch them. I think I've skipped a few weeks. So I think I really should have about 18 or 19 at this point. But honestly, life happens, right? And remember that within your teams too. Switching gears, life happens. Different things can happen. Different seasons in people's lives. I mean, we have 4 seasons. Even in the state of Georgia, we have 4 seasons. We have summer, we have spring, we have winter, we have fall. Some industries have seasons that they're heavier on manufacturing, they're heavier on customer service. You don't know what vertical you're in. Do a little research on that. Figure out when your busy season is. Because sometimes your busy season can translate into how you can serve your customer better. Anytime you can figure out a way to support and work on that foundation of your team, a little bit of training, a little bit of talking to, short little meetings, inspirational things, support your teams, buy them lunch, bring them cookies. I hear Crumbles opening everywhere. But my team, it's gone through some changes recently, but yeah, Five Guys. We love going to Five Guys or having Five Guys picked up by somebody and brought back to the office. Longhorn is right around the corner from the office. It's a really quick in and out. Prices aren't bad. But doing small things like that helps to support your team. And you're getting that energy that will come from that. Tools and support. It is vital to everybody's company. It's vital to everybody's business. It's vital to everybody's team. And it's vital to your customer. You got to think about this. Decide what you want. That's the number one thing in Raving Fans. Decide what you want. Which feeds you into discovering what the customer wants. Which then feeds into +1. And you will end up having a group of customers that rave about you. And then you latch on to that energy from your customers. You get referrals. When those referrals come in, you treat them exactly like your original customer that referred people. And you start to build. You get those baby steps. You just keep going. But you also have to remember who's doing what and when and why. That's also important here. I want to make sure I underline that. When you are in different teams, so let's back up a little bit. So we talked about accounting getting that new software, right? Or plug-in to their current application. When accounting is happy and getting woo-hoo-hoo, that energy is going to feed across the board. But accounting's doing accounting things, right? Accounting's looking at the plus, the minuses, the credits, the open invoices, open POs, all this side over here. They're looking at all this. I'm just going to call it a ball of air right now, right? My hands. All right. They're just here doing all these things, right? They're not all of a sudden trying to influence because they got this newfangled tool that helps them out and do their job more efficiently, better, and supportive of everybody's customers. They don't all of a sudden push that onto other departments or other teams. That's where I think a lot of companies and a lot of managers have a fatal error. They say, I got this, so you need to push to get something too. there are software platforms out there that have different modules that do different things, right? I'm not going to name them, but you start with the basics, and then you can add on here and here and here. Let's say, picking on customer service uses software platform B, but software platform B does not communicate or link to software platinum or platform A. So A is standalone, B is standalone. A has other plugins. So accounting can plug into, let's say, warehouse management, inventory management. Okay, so accounting and inventory management can talk back and forth, right? Well, customer service is still out here on an island. That manager of accounting should not, in my opinion, go to customer service and say, hey, y'all need to do this because it's really, really great for us. And plus, your system can talk to us. It means nothing. It will not help accounting at all. It will not help customer service at all. But you should do that just so they talk to each other. Don't do that. Each department will have solutions. Sometimes software can work for all facets of your business. Okay? But not all the time is it wise to have all the plugins of a software solution. Each department should look at and evaluate that. Okay? I've talked about technology, talked about support, different tools. Things are in our world right now move so fast. The human element in everything you do is so important. Remember, your customer cares more when you talk to them and you communicate with them. Using emails is not always key there. Sometimes picking up the phone is good. If you're even in accounting or engineering, okay, let's go back to that engineer, right? That engineer was able to tap in and see something because the software was communicating, right? I'm bouncing all around, I know, I'm sorry. But that engineer might think it's a good idea to pick up the phone and call that customer. Or call the account manager, hey, look, I see this in the notes of the account. Let's get on the phone with the customer and see if we can break that down a little bit. Just think about that a little bit. I think a challenge this week for everybody, do a pro and con. Go through, write a bunch of good things about your department or your vertical that you work in. And if you're a manager, do it from a manager's perspective. And then take it to an employee. Say, hey, look, I've been listening to this podcast. This guy's really weird. He has no hair now. Don't know what his problem is. But this is a really good idea. You as the manager, director, owner, vice president, board member, do a pro and con list for different things. And not your pro and con, but ask an employee that works for you, or even just coworkers. You don't even have to be a manager. If you're just a member of a team and you're listening to this podcast, do it yourself. Just ask one of your coworkers, hey, Sally Joe, look, again, I listen to this crazy guy, no hair. Cut it off. I don't know what his problem is. Have her do a pro and con list. And then just talk about them. See if your pros and your cons have any alignment. Then think about ways that you can change that, improve that. Because that's the support that I was talking about. When you support your employees, your coworkers, you will see the mountains that were mountains you didn't think you can get over become just rolling hills. That's a promise. Thank you for listening. Let's go into shout out corner now. Teachers. I am the son of a teacher. My mom was a teacher and she taught a very long time. School year just wrapped up, I believe, in every state just about. Because we're just over the hump of Memorial Day weekend. Dude, teachers, thank you for everything you do. My kids, I have two girls, and They pulled through this year. One made it through fourth grade. The other one made it through second grade, and we're heading into the next grades, and they both brought their grades up because the teachers supported them in learning. I'm home. My wife's home. We do a lot of things, but our teachers really, really are cultivating our kids. We have to forget certain things, the right and wrong. You're there to teach our kids subjects and items because they're not at home with us 24/7. If my kids were home with me 24/7, I wouldn't have a job. I would not be doing this podcast because I'd be sitting down teaching them how to do different items. I would be teaching them about geography. I would be teaching them about science. In everybody's work field, we are experts in what we do. Even if you're just entering your career or starting your career as a 22 or 23 or 24-year-old straight out of college, you are an expert in your job, in your position, because you have been trained to do a job. You are an expert in your subject matter. Teachers are also experts. Now, there's a solid line that I would like to draw there. Your job is to teach my kids, not provide for my kids, not to raise my kids. It's my job as their father to raise them and give them good morals and ethics and talk to them about the different things in life. That's not your job, teacher. Your job is to teach them 2 + 2 = 4, which I wish Congress knew. They don't. But thank you, teachers, from the bottom of my heart. My mom was, like I said, she was a teacher, and it did great wonders for my mom. Teachers have such a big heart. And that's another thing. We need to remember that as parents sometimes. You need to be involved in your kids' education. Don't leave it all to the teachers. Yes, that is their job. That is a profession. They are the experts in it. But you are the mom and the dad, the father or the mother. It is your job to make sure that you support and you do what you need to do for your kids in conjunction with the teachers. Again, thank you. Quote of the week corner. This one's an interesting one. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. Henry Ford. It's throwing for a loop, right? Because whether you think you can, you're right. Whether you think you can't, you're right also. Play on words there a little bit from Mr. Ford. So it makes me wonder, what am I missing there, Henry? Went to scratch the top of my head. See, this whole losing hair thing is playing with me a little bit. But yeah, we have to think about that and understand exactly what it is. So thank you guys for this episode. Please like and subscribe me here on YouTube or on LinkedIn. I do technically have a Facebook page for RA Enterprises. I don't know if I'm going to stay on Facebook much longer anyways, but definitely like me here, follow me, LinkedIn as well. You can drop me an email if you would like. Would love to talk some content for the second half of the year. I hope everybody has a blessed week. Thank you for watching and listening. Till next time, take care.